Howdy, everybody. Is anybody else asleep? The cat got crazy looking curtains. Before somebody. Because I don't even know if it's going live. I'm bored. Like I said, it may not even post. Trying to figure this stuff out. What am I doing? Nope, don't get nobody yet. Nope, that's what you're doing. You got somebody. Hello. So evidently it is live. Hi, Senior. How are you, baby? I need you to send me your address, hon. I made you some carrots. Nobody's up? I didn't think there was. How are you, Tom? But I listed my email, Senior, in one of your well, I got good news. I don't have to have the defibrillator. I don't have to wear the defibrillator vest no more. And I don't have to see the heart doctor for a year. So I think I'm doing pretty good. So what's wrong, Tom? Can you not sleep, hon? Oh, it's going fast. Okay, Tom. Good to see you, honey. Hey, Aaron. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Senior. Or Senior. But mine is bittyboo44@gmail.com. If you got that. What's wrong, Melody? Not that cat. Yes, you cat. Sweet dreams, Tom. For Aaron, how are you tonight, hon? bittyboo44@gmail.com. Yep. That be me. How you getting the fire built up? Yeah, we had to put a fire on. Well, I don't need the fire, but hubby says he's freezing. So he stoked the fire up. Hey, Sandra. What movie are you watching, honey? I've been thinking about getting that Pure Flex, whatever. Hey, Josie. How are you, darling? This is my fat cat, Abby. She's part bobcat. Oh, her needs was. Oh, you have the grandbabies that needed a bit warmer? I'm doing good. I got good news. I don't have to have the defibrillator. I don't have to wear that stupid defibrillator vest anymore. I don't have to see the heart doctor for a year. So I'm excited. Aww. Honey, you won't need a motel. You make it this far and I will put you up and feed you. I'll treat you so many different ways. Senior, you're bound to like one of them, darling. Uh, my mama used to say that. Uh, so I know where Senior's from. Josie, where are you from? I don't know where Sandra's from either, or Erin. Hey, Cynthia. Thank you, darling. Oh, cool, Senior. Oh, Southern California, Grant and Josie. Very cool. Erin's from Oregon. Well, we're just all over the place because I'm in Oklahoma. Y'all can probably tell that by my hick accent. So, but I was trying to figure out that OBS stuff to try to do my lives from it. Oh, you're in Southern California too, Cynthia? But I can't figure it out. I don't guess my brain's smart enough to do that. I can't figure that OBS stuff out, so I won't be able to schedule lives. They'll just have to. Oh, Juneau, Alaska. Oh, that's right. You was talking about it the other night. I can't remember a lot on my short-term memory since the stroke, but I think she said that they were getting good weather there the other day, if I'm not mistaken. That's Patty. Sweet girl, when you want to be. You're sweet when you want to be. Thank you for hello, Miss Kitty. Her name is Abby, but we call her Yabby because I have a granddaughter named Abby. So we end up calling her Yabby Kitty. And she's, oh, I tell you what, the weather here was, well, until today, we had started having the 70s. It was awesome. And then today it dropped off to the low 40s, and I was like, what the heck? No wonder people get pneumonia. Abby is part bobcat. She can have a horrible attitude at times. I was in the high 50s there today, so that was nice. Pretty much all my animals are pets, yeah. Until I decide, it put it in my head that I'm raising one for food, they're all pets. They all live good lives, even if it is a food. Like even when I had the steer, he was a big pet, but we had to have him for food. But he got treated good up until the end. No, Cynthia, I missed it. I'll have to go watch it. Hey, Cindy, how are you, darling? Oh, y'all want to see that sign that I finished from my live the other night? I had just traced it on the live, and I finished painting it after we got off the live because I didn't want to have to keep y'all there forever. I have 9 now with the new additions. Yes, I'm a night owl, honey. I always have been. My mom says it was because I was born in the middle of the night. Aw, thank you, Senior. Y'all want to see the sign I finished? If anybody wants to learn how to put on makeup like a pro, go watch my girl Senior. I love that girl. She's so sweet. Here's what it ended up looking like. I love you too, sweetheart. I have 9 goats, 12 chickens, 1 cat, 3 potbelly pigs, a Great Dane Mastiff mix, a Boxer mix, a Pug Shih Tzu mix, and a God knows what mix. Yes, I drink goat's milk. Oh, thank you. Hey, Brent, how are you doing, darling? Frank, thank you very much. Canton, Oklahoma. You sure you're not talking about Clayton? Because I've never heard of Canton, but there's a lot of places in Oklahoma I've never heard of. Willow, how are you doing, beautiful? Y'all, my friend Willow is from Australia. Love to listen to her talk. What have you been up to, Brent? Yeah, I finally had one in the middle of the night here, so it's day there, right? Or is it morning? Tasmania. Oh, you're gonna have to get me a Tasmanian devil and shit too. But I want him to spin like the one on cartoons. Now, when I was a kid, I had never had goat's milk until I got my goats. Because when I would drink, all my life I was raised on cow's milk. I had to milk cows before I went to school. Then I had to milk cows when I got home. Thank God we only had two milk cows. So I only had to milk two in the morning. Of course, when my daddy, hey Maria, when my daddy tells his, he had to milk 12 cows, blah, 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 and go uphill to school both way, or yeah, uphill both ways to school 5 miles. Actually, I have a video on that in my live, Cynthia. It's easy. You do not have to have a Cricut. All you need is a printer, babe. If you'll go watch that live, you can see how I did it. It's so simple, you won't believe it. Thank you, Maria. Um, but my dad, he was talking about having to slop the hogs and milk the cows. He had to milk 12 cows, and I forgot how many hogs he had to slop and all this before he went to school. Of course, he had to go up in the waist deep snow both ways. Oh, bless, he's already tired. Anyway, I had to milk two cows and feed the bottle babies. We had 12 bottle baby calves, which was no big deal because I loved feeding the bottle babies. Um, but we had those buckets that had the nipples on them. So what I'd just do is we had one, we had 6 buckets, and they had 2 nipples on each bucket. So we would mix up the milk replacer, and my mama would help me carry the buckets out there. We would set the buckets up, and while the calves were um, taking their bottle, except for Smokey. Smokey got a bottle because Smokey was mine, and I hand fed Smokey with the bottle. And then no Domino. Um, while the calves was eating, I was milking, and I learned to milk cows. We only had cows when I was young. We didn't have goats. We didn't have sheep. We just had cows and pigs. Um, Then after I got older, we couldn't figure out why I couldn't figure out why I was having so many problems. I could eat ice cream, I could eat whatever, and just start throwing my guts up. Hey, Unpinned. And finally, a doctor told me I was lactose intolerant and told me to try goat's milk. Well, I went to the store, I bought goat's milk, and I didn't get sick. I didn't bloat. I didn't feel like I was going to start throwing up afterwards. And I was like, this is awesome. But goat's milk is so much more expensive. Yeah, that's one of my dogs. His name is Domino. Anyway, I thought, well, shoot, it's cheaper to get a goat. So I got me a goat. And started milking her, and I never got sick from the goat's milk. So there is why Domino, behave, quit growling. That is when I started drinking goat's milk, and I love it. I can eat goat's milk cheese and not get sick, but if I eat regular cow cheese, I get sick. It'll go straight through me. I'm up so late because I'm a nighty. How are you, White Picket Phoenix? Good night, Cindy. It was good to see you. I'm glad you came in, honey. You have a domino cute too? Well, this one is, we don't know what he is. Sure, you can see Domino if you'll let me get him up here. Come here, Dom. Come here, Domino. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Domino. Oh, goodness gracious, Domino. This is Domino. This is Domino. 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 You gonna lay down? No. But we don't know what he is. You be nice. Rocky can get by me. You don't be mean. You be nice. Oh, I love you too. Rocky needs to go potty. I have Shannon and Mimi as an Alpine. And then I just got Kiko's this year. I gotta let Rocky out. It's just right over here. I'll be right back. He's wanting to go potty. Oh, do you need to go potty? Okay, Domino. All of them but Bear went out, and I'll guarantee you they'll come to the door wanting in one at a time. They won't all come back in at the same time. And Cat, please don't get on my computer. Oh, northwest of Oklahoma City. I've never heard of it. But Oklahoma City is about 150 miles from me. Well, he's supposed to be, now whether this is true or not, he's supposed to be part Catahoula and oh my gosh, I can't think of the dog. I Basset Hound because he's got a real long body. McAllister is about 25 miles from me. And I got one wanting in. Let me get him in. Oops. Let me put that. Let me put this picture back. Oh, dog, where that? Well, one of them's in, the other two are still out. Well, if they do, Willow, I need them. The, they said Domino is supposed to be half Catahoula and half Basset Hound. I used my printer earlier, and so I had moved it off. But I'm going to be making another sign, so I had to use my printer. I'll kind of show you what I'm making. There's that part of it. And then this is this part of it. Yeah, that's what they said, Basset Hound. He's very long. I mean, he's long, but he has the Catahoula ears. I got another dog wanting in. I'm coming, Rocky. You're so impatient. But yeah, he's very long. And he's got the short, stubby legs. But I thought he looked kind of like a Jack Russell too, but he's awful long. Yes, I love to bake. I don't really like to eat it, but I like to bake. Video is going to the at Bears. Is that the shindig you're talking about? If you're talking about Bears, then yes, I'll be there. Good night, Aaron. Thank you for coming by, honey. Oh no, I didn't know nothing about that, honey. I'm going to be at Bear Independence this weekend, though. Well, what do you want to see on a bacon video, hon? Is there a certain recipe you're wanting? Oh my gosh, I love banana nut bread, girl. That is one of my favorite things in the world, and here you go telling me about it. Shame on you, shame on you. Oh, a pie of any kind? Okay. Does a store-bought crust work? 'Cause I suck at making crusts. What day is it at Picket Fence? Because the 6th, I will be at Bears. Oh, you've been playing in Battles of Chocolate. Oh, okay. I'll be at, it's in Oklahoma, honey. Um, I can't remember the name of the town. He sent me the address earlier. I gotta let Blue in. He's a scratching on the door now. He may come say hi to y'all. No, you're not gonna say hi. You're gonna go lay down. Are you gonna go lay down, or you gonna come say hi? I guess he's gonna go lay down. But Bear's holding one at his house that he's invited um, some of us to. What's going on tonight? 30 people. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're going to have to spell it out for me, girl. I don't do abbreviations too good. Hi, Raven. I'm going, if all goes well and funds allows, I'm going to be going to West Virginia and Michigan the last part of July, I believe. Oh, yeah, Rose from Wholesome Roots. but um, but if all goes well, yes, I'm wanting to go to the Hootenanny. Yeah, that's with the Pratts. But me and Lady B will be going there together if all goes well. So I'm hoping all goes well. I tell you what, the last 2 years we've tried to plan something, something's come up. You don't think you're allowed in Michigan? Oh my goodness. Well, we just won't tell them. Just go on to Michigan and don't tell them you can be a whatever fan for a little while. Well, thank you for coming in, Sandra. You have sweet dreams, honey. Good night. Yeah, I was bored and I was trying to figure out the OBS thing. I can't figure it out. I was trying, but no such luck, no such luck. Oh, goodness. That's funny. Oh, was you born and raised in Ohio? Well, people automatically assume because I'm from Oklahoma that I'm a Sooners fan. I said, no, I'm a Pokes fan. I said, OSU. They said, no, 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 no. You've got to be OU. I said, why would I want to be OU? Boomer Sooner means they cheated. Who would want, to um, promote cheating on the land rush? That's where the term Boomer Sooner came from. They jumped the line before anybody else could. Oh, was you born at OSU? No, I'm an OSU fan. I'll take my Pistol Pete's any day over the Boomer Sooners. When my nephew told me that he was going to OU, I looked at him with the funny Ohio State. I looked at him so funny and I said, what? He goes, I'm going to OU, which OU is a wonderful school, don't get me wrong. I said, boy, you want to be shot for treason? And he looked at me and he goes, Aunt Nane, what are you talking about? I said, all of us that have, all of the ones that went to college has gone to OSU. I said, boy, you're becoming a traitor. He just laughed. Well, it's still OSU, so there you go. Don't we you can say Ohio State and I'll say Oklahoma State. No, no, no. So what are y'all all up doing tonight? I know Senia's a night owl. She don't go to bed till way late. Yeah, it's all good until fall. Every time we have bedlam, I'm like, come on, OSU, come on, OSU, come on, OSU. Pisses me off if the Sooners win. Are you the only one there? Oh, we got 9. Y'all say howdy. Ravens from Minnesota. Ooh, good lands. It's cold there. There was a kid that used to come on the lives with me. His name was Mike, and he was from Minnesota. Sweetest kid. Sweetest kid. And I'd aggravate him and say, you're from Minnesota, eh? He would laugh. Mm. So what are you doing up so late? Oh my goodness, 30 degrees. Well, that's almost bikini weather for y'all, isn't it? Sneaking on it, that's still cold. Well, aren't all y'all's winters rough? I mean, y'all's summers aren't really warm either, though, are they? Oh, honey, I have that too. Oh, you wouldn't want to see me in a bikini. That's just offensive, I tell you. Oh, you're baking for a bake sale. That's awesome. Jenny, hi. Well, you have a beautiful Sunday too. I love your home, Jenny. It's beautiful. I can't believe it. I feel popular now. Jenny came in my life. Oh, that sounds good. I don't know what that means, Senior. Aw, honey. Oh, yay. Told you I didn't understand abbreviations. I kind of, some days I think I need to be on the short bus. Um, but if y'all want to see some beautiful Easter decorations, go to Deco Easy's channel. Oh my gosh. Her house is gorgeous. She goes all out. Yeah, I know. Doesn't that sound good? You're going to have to do a video on braised beef pie because I've never had it and I wouldn't know how to make it. It sounds so good. Oh, Senior, you're silly. I love you. But Senior, you think I have some pretty Easter decorations? You need to go see Deco Easy. She goes all out. My time is 1:24 a.m. I'm a night owl. What time is it there, Janny? It affects my and I don't care. I know, isn't it so? Her voice is so soothing. I need her to make a tape of her just talking, where I can put it in a deal or do an MP3 player. I don't care, of her just talking to where I can go and lay down and let her talk me to sleep. Her voice is so calming. Oh, are you the same time as me? Oh, it's 8:25 a.m. there. Oh, when you showed those, when you did that Dell um, video, I seen those little pigs and I just wanted to get them and just, oh, Janny's voice from Deco Easy. Oh, Senior, you got to go listen to her voice. It's so calming. I need her to do MP3 or whatever deal. Send it to me to where I can put in headphones and just listen to her talk and drift off to sleep because you can be intense and her start talking and you hear her voice and you just calm down and it's awesome. Oh, sorry, Willow. I don't know anybody that has any baby pigs. I'm praying I don't get any. Of course, Bolt, he couldn't give me none. Oh, I love your English. Yeah, I do most of my videos on the phone. I do have a camera though. Isn't her English great? But there's something about the Dutch accent. It's just so calming. But when she had those little pigs, the little blue Delft pigs, when she showed them on the thrift store deal, I'd give anything to have been there to got them. I think they were $1 a piece. And I was like, oh, hey, trying. I was like, oh my God, I want those pigs. But it was when she was showing that Delft blue china. But when I seen those little pigs, I was like, oh my God, I want those little pigs. If I could figure out how to get her the money and the shipping over to her, I'd have her go pick those little pigs up for me. No, no, no. They're just little Delft blue. They're China. And they're so adorable. But when I seen those little pigs, I was like, oh, I want little pigs. I'll have to look on eBay. Oh, they were adorable. I was like, oh my God, I love those little pigs. But oh, they were just, oh, I have got to find Delft. I can't pronounce it, but it's DELFT blue. I've got to find it. I have got to find that Delft blue dishes because I will own them. Oh, I do too. I'm crazy about chickens. I'm crazy. I'm crazy about farm animals. If it has to do with a pig, a goat, chicken, a cow, a horse, a sheep, a duck, a goose, I'm there. Willow. Oh my gosh. Oh, do you have a mini horse? I want to get a mini mule. Really? Well, honey, I may just have to start sending you money and having you to pick me some up and ship it to me. You just have to let me know how much everything is. Well, I've been making videos for probably off and on now for a couple of years. I've been watching, I started watching YouTube. Used to have a Doberman at the gym. Um, but I was started watching YouTube after I had my stroke because I couldn't remember how to do a bunch of stuff. And YouTube started, watching me got my mind into being able to give myself more confidence in what I was doing because after I had the stroke, I was kind of like, I don't know how to do nothing. I felt useless. And then somebody taught me, and I can't remember who it was, taught me into doing a video, and I did. And then I kind of did another one, and then it was like a year or so I didn't do any, and then I started doing them, and then like a year I didn't do it, and then I've just started doing them again. Oh, I imagine. Yeah, I had a stroke in 2014. I'm not either. My short-term memory um, sucks. Now, I can tell you stuff that happened to me 40, 50 years ago. Well, 40 years ago, almost 50. But I couldn't tell you what I had to eat yesterday. Oh, y'all think that's what triggered your fibro? It is hard, but the only thing, my memory's kind of messed up, but I got used to my hands again. The only really thing that's noticeable since I had the stroke is if you notice this one side of my mouth is kind of drawn. But the way I look at it is if that's all the good Lord let happen to me, that's nothing. He gave me, he let me get the use of my hands back. He let me get the use of everything back. It's just, that one side's a little screwed up, but that's okay. Yes, I am blessed. I'm very blessed. I have a great family. I have wonderful friends. I've made I've made some of the most wonderful friends on YouTube that a person could ever ask for. I've met so many more good people than I have bad people. So, but the way I see it, the good Lord, He, yeah, strokes can be scary. Heart attacks can be scary. I survived the Widowmaker twice. I've got 6 stents now in my heart, and but I graduated. I don't have to have the um, defibrillator. I don't have to wear the defibrillator vest anymore. And now I don't have to see the heart doctor. Now I went from having 23% of my heart working, 23 or 25. Only 23 or 25% of my heart was working. And I'm up to 45% of my heart working now since the last surgery, which was November, I think. Senior, was that when my last surgery was? Was in November? I don't know that I'm a strong woman because I'll tell you the story. According to the doctor, my heart doctor, I died on the operating table 3 times, according to him. And of course, I'm here, so it didn't take. And I started laughing, and I told my kids, I told the kids, I said, see, I told you that the devil didn't, or God didn't want to have to put up with me, and the devil was afraid I would take over. And the kids busted out laughing. I said, can you just imagine when I died, the Lord was saying, no, you take her, and the devil was saying, no, you take her. Lord was saying, I don't want her, you take her. Devil said, I don't want her. Look, God looked at him and said, let's put her back. So I'm too much for them to handle right now. So, but I said I could just see the Lord and the devil fighting over who was going to get me, and neither one of them wanted me. So neither one of them was ready to deal with me. So let's just put her back. Oh, thank you, honey. But, and of course, when I told the kids that story, they was laughing. They said, "Mama, you're crazy." I said, "I know it." You know, I'm glad I'm still here too. I get to see my grandbabies grow up. I get to see my youngest daughter grow up, which actually my youngest daughter was my great niece, but a situation came up and Rick and I adopted her when she was 4 days old. So, well, we've had her since she was 4 days old. The adoption finally went through when she was a year old. And so she is my youngest daughter, but she's actually my great niece. And she will be 13 this year. Oh, thank you, Senior. But yeah, Katie, she'll be 13 this year. And so I get to see her grow up. I'm getting to see my grandbabies grow up. I couldn't ask for more. You know, God has been good to me, very good to me. Uh, well, I hope that's it. And if God tells me to do something or He puts something on my heart for me to do it, I normally do it. But that's like, well, some of you know, but some of you don't know. I guess it was last summer. Yeah, last summer. My brother had been weighing heavy on my mind. I mean, heavy on my mind. And my brother had committed suicide. So that's one reason I say what I say. I've lost a nephew to suicide. I've lost my brother to suicide. Um, but my brother had been weighing really heavy on my mind. I mean, really heavy. And I was like, I don't know. And then I got on Facebook and this video popped up and said, look what I've been driving to work in. Well, I thought it was snow, so I clicked on the video and it was hail. And I said, okay, and I clicked the video off. Every time when I go back to Facebook, it was that video. Finally, I said, who in the world put this video up? I'm going to go look. The guy's name was Dennis Sweet. That was my brother's name. And I was like, wow. And then this big deal come across me that said, contact him. I said, I don't know him. And then this deal came across me again, said, contact him. I said, but I don't know him. Then finally this deal went through my head that said, I didn't ask you if you knew him. I told you to contact him. I was like, okay, God, if that's what you want me to do, I'll contact this guy, you know. So anyway, I sent him a message. I said, I'm sorry to bother you. You don't know who I am, but my name is Dana. My brother's name was Dennis Weeks, and you have the same name as him. Good night. And I said, I just want to thank you. You know, my brother's been on my mind a lot. I lost him to suicide. When 20 minutes later, I get a message from this man that's talking to me. And he's like, your brother's name is Dennis Weeks? And I said, yeah. And we was talking. And come to find out, he lives in Canada. So we've been talking. And it was like his big burden had been lifted off my heart. And he said, may I ask? Well, no, I told him my brother died. That's how I said my brother had died, you know. And finally he asked me, he said, how did your brother die? And I said, he committed suicide. And I said, you know, I said, whatever you do, don't ever do that. I said, because your family will never heal from that. I said, that's one thing your family will never, never, ever heal from. And he started bawling. He goes, can I call you? I said, yeah, you can call me. So I gave him my number and he would call me. He was crying. He said, I want you to know something. And I said, what's that? He said, God put you in my life for a reason. He said, because I was thinking about doing the same thing as your brother did. He and I talk very on a regular basis. And he calls me baby sister, sister. And I call him big brother. And if all works out, he will be coming to visit me this next year. So God had me to contact him for a reason. Not only to help him, but it helped me. Hey, Create a Neat Life. How are you, darling? Yes, that's right. He did. So if God tells me to do something, I don't argue with him. If he tells me to contact somebody, I may go to him and say, I know this sounds stupid or this may sound weird, and please don't think I'm crazy, even though I may be. But you know, God wanted me to do this. And I went through town and something hit me and say, you need to pull over. You need to talk to these people now. And I pulled over and talked to them, found out what was going on in their life. Usually it ends up costing me money. That's okay. God replaces money. But so far, because of him telling me I needed to stop and do this or do that, a woman, I helped her get home to her family. Her mother was in the hospital. Didn't know her from Adam. She just started bawling when I went up to her and said, God said, give this to you, and handed her $100. She just started bawling. Then she goes, well, I've been praying about how I was going to get home, and this will get me home. Then there was, I was in McAlester. My mama didn't live in McAlester at that time. My mama lived about 2 hours away from me, and I wasn't getting to spend Mother's Day with her. And God placed it on my heart to pay for the people behind me's meal. I said, okay, I'll do it. So anyway, when it came up, I paid for my ticket, and I said, may I pay for the people behind me's meal too? This lady looked at me like I was crazy. She said, yeah. I said, tell her Happy Mother's Day. I'm not getting to spend Mother's Day with my daughter or my mother. So would you tell her Happy Mother's Day? The lady said yes. So I'm pull out, I'm going down the road, and then all of a sudden I hear this truck honking behind me and waving. It was the people that I had paid for their meal. The lady gets out and hugs me, and she said, why did you do that? I said, God told me to. And she said, what do you mean? I said, God told me to pay for your meal. And she started bawling. She said, well, I know there's a heaven now. And I looked at her so funny, and I said, well, why do you say that? She said, I lost my daughter 6 months ago due to cancer. And she said she always did uh, pay it forward things. And she said, I know heaven's real because God had you to do what she normally does. So if he tells ways to put something on my heart for me to do it, I normally do it. So anyway. So, I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk about me. Y'all let me know stuff about y'all. Oh, you're welcome, honey. You too, Janny. You have a blessed night, darling. And thank you so much for coming in. Well, honey, I don't know what to talk about. I was bored. I'm just running my mouth. But I'm really needing a cigarette. So would it bother y'all if I went and rolled me one and come right back? If I could quit smoking, that would be amazing. Goats? What do you want to know about goats? There can be a pain in the patootie. Oh, that reminds me. All right, I'm gonna roll a smoke and then I'll come back and tell y'all what happened today with one of the goats. I'll bring the roller in here. Okay, so I go out there. I know I need to stop smoking. I need to stop smoking badly. But anyway, so I go out there today. And you know, one of the babies that was just born, it was last week, wasn't it? Wasn't it last week that I videoed him being born? I can't remember. Anyway, I go out there and it's hanging from its haunches. I looked at her. I said, girl, what in the world are you doing? And she's hanging there looking at me and going, eh. So I get her. Somehow she had got the cord from the fan that I have on them during the summer, tangled and looped around, and it was holding her by the waist up. Anyway, I don't know how long that little thing had been standing there, but when I got her out of it, she went over there and laid down like she was just worn out. It was so funny. They can get in some of the darndest predicaments. And then, yeah, she was born, let's see, she was a week old Thursday. So, yeah, that was, yeah. Anyway, she was hanging from her haunches. I was like, girl, why do I band what? I only band boy goats that if we're going to raise one to eat. And that's just to keep the meat from tasting how do I put it? If you leave the male sack on there, um, the meat will, because it's got all that testosterone and stuff going through it. Oh no, it was a fan. It was a fan cord. You know, in my barn in the summertime, I have a fan that will blow air to try to keep them cool, and it was looped down. I don't know how they pulled the cord down, but anyway, somehow they pulled that cord down, and it was caught in a loop, and she caught her haunches on it. I'm gonna have to do something. I tell you what, them baby goats, they can get in some predicaments now. I went in there day before yesterday, and one of them had jumped up in one of the bigger ones, not the baby, but the one I call Tig, the one that steals the milk from all the other mamas. She had got in the nesting box with one of the chickens. Your hubby won't let you have no goats. Why? But it was funny. Tig had got up there in the nesting box and laid down with one of the chickens. How her little fat butt and the chicken fit in that nesting box together. Oh, Maud's doing great. I missed that comment. I'm sorry. But Maud is the one that had these last two babies. But Maud gave me twins even after all the stress and stuff she had been through. Now she's tough. No, what's the deal? I ain't heard no news. Hey, Miss Stacy, how are you, sweetheart? Oh, really? That's good. What had happened to her? I guess I missed it. Oh, wow. Hey, how are you? I can't remember your name. Is it Michelle? Life I'm Trying to Love. Is your name Michelle? Oh, she had a selenium deficiency. Trisha. Dad burn it. Where did I get Michelle at? I'm sorry, sweetheart. I need to write your name down. Oh, wow. I guess it's been a while since I've watched Rose and them's videos. So what are you doing up so late, Miss Trisha? I'm crazy is the reason I'm up so late. So, oh wow. I'm sorry, Stacy. What did I miss one of your comments, sweetheart? Oh no, Trisha. I'm sorry you're hurting, baby. What's wrong? I normally have to wear myself down really, 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 really to where I'm just dead tired because I have neuropathy and I have fibromyalgia. That's why I don't like clothes that really touches. If you notice, I always wear baggy stuff. Um, and I have neuropathy in my feet, so I have to get myself so worn down that I have to sleep to where I can go to sleep. Miss Stacy, where are you from, darling? Oh no, sweetheart. I'll pray for you. I'll pray that it's not lupus. Everybody that prays, if y'all would, please put Trisha in your prayers because we know if anybody can heal her, it's God. That's okay, honey. My fingers go retarded when I'm typing. I come up with some of the craziest things and I'll be looking at it like, well, what in the world was I trying to spell? So, Senior, how's Linda? Did you have a stroke too, darling? Well, my hands go tardy. I can be typing along and it'd be like, well, what? Oh, she told you to shut up. Well, I had a stroke in 2014, babe. And so far, if you notice, this side of my face is kind of screwed up. And then, of course, my short-term memory um, is pretty much non-existent. So I'll have to write your name down to remember it, because if not, I probably won't remember. Oh my gosh, there's Ohio Wolverine. Sweetheart, how in the world have you been? But anyway, if you notice, this one side of my face is kind of screwed up. But if that's all the good Lord gives me and short-term memory loss, I can deal with that. Ohio, where have you been? I haven't seen you in so long. It's been what, 2 years? Oh, thank you, Stacy. You know, mine was too, but after I got on YouTube and started trying to do stuff, and oh, you're back into law enforcement. That's awesome. So when did you move, babe? Like, I finally got used to my hands. I found the best therapy, and you're gonna think it's crazy, but the best therapy, it hurts, but is kneading bread. You can't tell the difference in what, babe? Has it been that long? Well, the squeeze ball's good, but kneading bread makes you work that whole thing. Oh, you want to see me smile, and then you can tell. See, it pulls right there, really bad. Well, I've been doing YouTube since I started making videos in about 2015 or something like that, maybe 16, I can't remember. But I just did it kind of off and on, just but I watched YouTube before that. That sounds about right, Ohio. They'd flip out if I showed my guns. I say when people see me, they see a little old lady, but they don't know this little old lady's carrying. But like I told my husband, I'd rather have it and not need it is need it and not have it. That's why I got my concealed carry, and I pray to God I never have to use it. That's one prayer I always pray is, God, please don't ever make me have to use it. Oh, wow. 10 years old, and you just started making videos. Well, I can't remember who it was finally talked me into doing videos. I started out on just going to live streams, talking to people, and then they got me on there. They talked me into coming on a chat. So I went on a chat, and then I started going on chats pretty regular because I was invited to go to chats pretty regular. And then I got brave enough to start doing videos. The best thing I can tell you, darling, is go to a shooting range. Some of them will rent you a gun. They will teach you how to use, they will show you how to use it and practice there. Oh, yeah, they need to learn. That's one thing people need to understand. It's not, they try to make these laws. Well, people don't need guns. People don't need guns. The bad person is going to get a gun no matter what. And it's left up to the good people, good law abiding citizens, to make sure they're able to protect themselves. That is awesome. Katie, my youngest, we started her out with a BB gun. And most people will flip out when they find out how old she was when she started. She was 2 years old. Prior to that, we started her out with an airsoft gun. Then we started her with the BB gun. After the BB gun, all right, Senior, love you, baby doll. You have a blessed week too. We started her out with an airsoft gun. We moved her up to a BB gun, and now she can pick up any gun here and use it proficiently. But we started her out young that way. Um, it was ingrained in her how to have gun safety, how from little bitty. That way she started out little, she knew. That's awesome. Yeah, there's always someone willing to teach people how to use a gun. Um, my parents, back in my day, that we didn't have airsoft guns. So my parents started me out at 4 years old with BB guns. But my dad's deal was, if something ever happened to him and Mama, they wanted to know that I could take care of myself, that I could provide for myself, that I could grow vegetables, and I could hunt. I've never, but I can't get my husband to go hunting for me. So, and I'm bound and determined to get me some venison in my freezer. So I guess I'm going to have to go hunt Bambi myself. Oh, my lands, oh, my lands. I bet that did knock you on your butt. Well, I understand that, Stacy. I do. But they also need to know, just as a woman needs to know that she's needed, a man needs to know that he's needed too. My daddy always told me the only person I could ever depend on would be myself. It was good to see you, honey, and you be careful in that snow. You take it easy going home. I hope to see you again soon. I know, sweetheart. A lot of men don't. Oh, believe me, sweetie, I know. It's because I'm going to end up getting off on a rant. I can hear the unsubscribe buttons clicking now. Most of your young men, most of your young men nowadays, only thing they're interested in is pushing buttons on them blame video games. And I hate to say it, but it's our fault. It is. We're the ones that bought the cotton picking things for them. I have an 18-year-old. Love that child to death. But I don't think he'd know how to wipe his own butt if we'd got him a video game early. It, that's the worst mistake I ever made. Worst mistake I ever made with my kids' video game. That is the worst mistake I ever made. Because all their other kids is getting them. Yeah, well, we ended up getting them one. I tell you what. Oh, my goodness. All he wants to do is push them blame buttons. Tell him, son, I need you to go do this. I need you to go do that. Pushing buttons. In my honest opinion, and I hear it going again now, kids hollering for cell phones, hollering for cell phones, hollering for cell phones. Hey, Pat, when your butt's old enough to buy a cell phone and pay for your own blame plan, is when you need to have a cell phone. These little 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old kids running around with a smartphone, I just want to smack their parents upside the head. Well, they have it in case they need to get a hold of it. The school will get a hold of you stinking on it, know how. But Katie, she's hitting me up for a cell phone. Hit me. My friends have them. I don't care. I ain't your friends' mama. But I want one because my friends, I don't care. I ain't your friends' mama. Now, Kate does have a tablet. She gets on her tablet in the evening after all of her homework's done and her chores are done. If she does not have her chores done and she does not have her homework done, she does not get her tablet. But I'll tell you what, taking a tablet away from a kid is they'll do their chores in a heartbeat if they think they ain't gonna get that tablet. But she's limited to 2 hours, and she has to be sitting by me or her daddy while she's on that thing, so we know what's going on. But the reason that guys don't know anything anymore is because it's our fault. We spoiled them. We wanted them to have more than we ever had. We didn't make them work for it. There is. I tell you what, there is. And it beats anything I ever did see. I didn't know you could make money on YouTube. Had no freaking clue. The reason I started to make YouTube was after the stroke and the heart attacks and all that stuff. It's because I didn't figure I was going to live, and my grandbabies, I wanted my grandbabies to know who Nana was and what Nana did. So this was my, I guess you could say my death vlog. Well, these, well, you see these kids running around. There was a 4-year-old in town the other day, 4 years old. She had a cell phone, and her mama said, "Give me your phone." She threw a fit, and I looked at her. I said, "That's her phone," and she said, "Yeah." She said, "Mine's right here." She says, "I just need to do some updates for her phone." And I'm like, 4 years old, can run a blame cell phone. And this is what gets me. And the way washing machines and things are set up nowadays, if them kids are smart enough to push a button on a tablet to turn that sucker on and work the video games on it, they're smart enough to do a load of clothes. She was 4. She was 4 years old and had her own cell phone. That's like I've got, well, they're great nieces that are 6 and 8 years old. I don't know who a 4-year old's going to call. I think she just I think she got it just for the kid to have games on. I don't know. But I've got great nieces that are 6 and 8 years old that have their own cell phone. They don't pay their mamas no mind. Their mama can tell them something, they'll ignore their mama. They got their head right in that phone. Oh, that's awesome, Stacy. That's awesome. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. A 4-year old had her own cell phone. And my 12-year old's screaming for a cell phone. I won't let her have one. I told her when she's old enough to work and have a job and pay for it, then she could have one. Well, I understand, but you could go buy a tablet cheaper than you can a cell phone. Beats anything I ever seen. That's right, Stacy. They do. They don't want to have to make their kids mind. They don't want to have to be actually be a part of their kids' life. And I've seen kids that sit down. You tell them no, they will sit down and have a screaming, wool-eyed kicking fit right in the middle of that God and everybody. And their mamas, oh, we don't act like that. No, don't act. Pick that kid up, blister their ass, and they won't do that. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I used the A word. Blister their bobo, and they won't act like that. That's right. You can get a little tablet. There ain't a monthly charge for it. My kids had their fair share of butt bustings. I've had an aunt saying, "Oh, my kids, they don't. Act, my kids are good kids. They don't act like that. My kids." I'm gonna put it to you this way: I got good kids, but I tell you what, there ain't no telling what they'd do when my back's turned. My oldest just turned 31. He was out here tonight. He was laughing about somebody saying, "Oh, well, their kid would never do this, never do that." And I looked at him and I said, "That's when you know they're lying, because as soon as that mama's back's turned, I said, those kids is going to be raising Cain or hell on wheels." So, but I learned to never say my kid won't do it. My oldest turned 31 the 25th. He goes, "Mama," he said, "all these years y'all taught me do this, do that, do this, do that." He said, "I bucked up, I didn't listen." He and he has a good job. He makes 23, $25 an hour or something like that. He brings home well over $6,000 a month. And he blows it as fast as he gets it after us trying to teach him all these years to not do that. He looked at me when he turned 31. He said, "Mama," he said, I make good money. I said, yes, sir, you do. And he said, Mama, I said, what? He said, I ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. I said, that's because you blow it out your butt as soon as you get it. And he said, I know, Mama. But I tried to tell him, first thing you need to do, get you a vehicle, get you back and forth to work. Don't have to be a fancy vehicle, just a vehicle. Oh, no. We got to get a jacked up four-wheel drive that don't get 12 miles to a gallon. But, all right, you get your vehicle. You get, then after you get your vehicle, you get your home. Nope, throwing money out the window for rent. He looked at me, his mama, he said, you know all that money I paid in rent? And I said, yeah. He said, I could have bought a darn good house. I said, yeah, I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen. Well, I have, there's one of my videos, I can't remember which, it's a mod update. I bought a 2008 Chevy Cobalt for $500. That's what I drive. And my pickup is a 2001 Dodge Ram. When I bought it, I paid $8,000 for it. And that was in 2008. Yeah, 2008 when I bought it. I don't think they do. I really don't think they do. So, me personally, I have a truck and I have a car. My husband has a truck. Actually, my husband has two trucks and neither one of them's working, so he's took over my truck. So, but we've got one of his in the shop being worked on now. But, I've tried to explain to my kids on a Nissan Versa, 98.7. I gave $500 for mine. It don't have all the bells and whistles. No, it don't have power windows, and it don't have uh, speed control or cruise control, whatever the heck that's called. I sure wish it had cruise control. Very good rating. Well, this is what I've always told Bub. I said, never have more bills than one check can cover. I said, then the other checks, put them in the bank. Never have more bills than one check can cover. Do you think you listen? Well, that's like I told Bob. I said, I said, as long as you don't have more bills than one check can cover. I said, if you get 4 checks a month, I said, you got one that pays all your bills and your payments. I said, then you got one that you keep in your pocket. And I said, then you got one, actually two, that you can put in the bank. Mm-mm. But if you got 2 checks going in the bank, you're keeping one in your pocket and one for paying bills. If something happens and you lose your job, you've got 2 checks that you know is going to cover 2 months worth of bills. But he don't listen. My daughter don't listen either, but I'm just old fashioned according to my kids. But I've also told them, I said, or you can take one of those checks, buy food, stockpile some food, because if something happens and you're out of job, at least you still got food to feed your family. Oh, mommy, you're just a prepper, mommy. Well, 3 times that boy has had to come back and live with me and brought his family with him. And if it hadn't been for Mama, as he says, hoarding food, we'd have never made it. Hey, Craig, how are you, babe? We're doing a hashtag Rignet raid, huh? Howdy. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? We're doing great, sweetheart. How are you doing? I'm glad y'all decided to raid me. There's the Redneck Connection. How are you doing, baby? Oh, Willow, you're making me hungry, darling. Thank you. Y'all are so sweet. I'd never been raided before. That's pretty neat. Y'all are awesome. Oh my gosh, y'all, I have been on here for 2 hours. So how in the world you doing, Redneck? Yes, thank y'all very much. Y'all can chat for a while if you want to. Oh, you're so sweet. Y'all are awesome. Thank y'all. Oh. Oh, Rick gets that way. He gets to snoozing, and I swear, he sounds like he's cutting down a forest sometimes. Sounds like a bandsaw, or not a bandsaw. What's that called? Old brush saw going on. right, Tricia. You get some sleep, baby. I'll be praying for you. Bye, Redneck. Thank y'all. Yes, I've been on live for almost 2 hours. It doesn't seem like that. But when my mouth gets to going, I just yak. The hubby says if my mouth's running, he knows what I'm thinking. It's when I get quiet that he worries. But we had a lot of talking. We've just been a chit-chatting right along. Well, y'all, I need to get off of here too. Thank y'all so much for coming in. I love y'all. And y'all just remember that and y'all just remember that the world's a better place because y'all are in it. Oh my goodness, he's been on 7 hours. Everybody gonna sleep in the bathroom. Well, Redneck, I'll tell you what, darling, I'm gonna come by and see Anthony for a little while if I can find it. What's Anthony's YouTube? Of Anthony's YouTube, I'll head over there because I want to thank y'all for coming in. I thank you, Pat. I'm so glad you came by. I'm waiting for Redneck to give me a hey, the Plinkster. I got you, Anthony. That ain't what I want. Anthony Redneck for us. I'll be there, darling. Y'all take care. Good night. I love y'all.